Hi everyone, this is Cynthia, psychic and astrologer. So today we're going to be discussing the top 5 ways on how to survive a Mercury retrograde. So let's get started. Number 5, delays and schedule changes. You may experience flight delays, schedule changes, changes in events, court date changes. Best ways to manage it is just to be prepared for the unexpected. Arrive early at the airport. Make sure to find out if something's been canceled, delayed, and if you have to make last minute arrangements and changes to a flight, to a trip, especially if you have to reserve maybe even a vehicle, and make sure that there is enough vehicles for you to reserve. Schedule changes, court date changes. Some things you may not be able to be aware of it until the last minute, maybe even on that date. So just be prepared and aware that there could be some delays in court changes, event changes, changes with other people's schedules. And you might find yourself having to adjust to someone else's schedule. So, best ways to manage it is just to be aware that this could easily be a possibility and just to be prepared what you need to do in order to either maybe accommodate to a new schedule, a new court date, a new schedule date, a new event date, maybe even a new flight or a change of flight or flight schedule. So you can make those adjustments. And if you have to make any last minute arrangements or adjustments, you're well prepared for these changes that come at you at last minute. Number 4, people from the past come back into the present. You might experience people from the past coming back into your life. Yes, this could be an ex, past lovers. Maybe this could even be friends and family. It's all going to depend on what you would like or maybe might even expect or want to expect from them. If this is someone that maybe you might be wanting or being open to reconciliate, there could be the possibility of having to deal with past issues. Some of these issues may be difficult to resolve, and this might be a time that it determines if this could even be dealt with to resolve or just simply a time to move on. Now, the best ways to manage this is really just to be straightforward and to communicate and to see, could these issues be dealt with and be worked on? And like I said, or is it just time to move on? You might have the opportunity to really determine, is this someone that's looking to be sincere or just maybe not looking to do any changes at all? Now, this could also be a time maybe that you run into family and friends. This is actually a great time maybe to reconnect. Not necessarily that it's supposed to bring any kind of resolution, but it could bring about resolution, especially if there have been any issues in the past. And this could bring about a time of maybe building a reconnection. This might help in trying to see how to determine to work through it, manage it, and see if there's the possibility of building a connection with them and to build a great friendship, a great relationship, and to move forward. And it's simply just being open with each other and being upfront. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to indicate that there was an issue. This could also just be running into old friends home from the hometown, from high school, people you once worked with. This could also be just old family members that you have not spoken to in decades. I've seen many times where people reconnect with family members through like those genealogy websites. And maybe this brings about connections or running into a family member that you never knew you had because maybe they were adopted. And this gives you the opportunity to connect with them. Number 3, vehicle issues. Now, this might actually relate a little bit to what I was saying with number 5, that there could be issues with vehicles breaking down, delays, maybe with any kind of vehicle reservations, vehicle repairs, breakdowns, obviously. Now, obviously, because Mercury does rule transportation, um, best ways to manage vehicles and transportation is just to maybe try to see if there are any issues that need repairs. Maybe try to take care of it before a retrograde cycle begins. Um, if you don't experience anything and then all of a sudden the retrograde ends up taking place and then you start having vehicle issues, this could also just be an indication that it is time to take care of something that maybe you've been neglecting, avoiding, and now best way to manage it is take care of it, you fix it, and you continue on. Sometimes some vehicles just need a little repair and they can work great for another few more years and so forth. But this could also relate to other types of issues. Like I said, vehicle reservations that get delayed, changed, canceled on you, unexpected events relating with transportation. Best ways to manage it is, if you can, double check, call in advance, uh, see whatever you can take care of, especially with a vehicle prior to any last minute changes. And that can easily help you to avoid, um, like I said, any unexpected events. Number two, electrical. Now, there could be electrical issues, especially with appliances, computers, um, telephones, cell phones, wiring, electrical wiring. Obviously, the best way to manage it is if something like that was to happen, just be aware that it is a Mercury retrograde and it can happen. And just have the appropriate people on standby or a number to contact just in case it does happen. The only thing that I would say is, especially if you yourself are not an electrician, don't know how to fix appliances or a computer, this is probably not the best time to try to see if you can fix it yourself. Because what's going to happen is there's a greater chance you're going to make things worse. So, your best bet during the time of a Mercury retrograde is to call someone that is professional in these issues and that can handle it. And I can understand sometimes it could get a little costly. Um, and sometimes we don't want to be dealing with issues like this because maybe it just came at the wrong time or at a time where financially things are just a little tough. But maybe when you know a Mercury retrograde is going to be coming, to make sure everything's just up to date so that you can avoid a major issue later on. And that's only really if you know things have been kind of been having some issues already. During the Mercury retrograde, it's just going to heighten everything that may be problems that were already there. I can understand sometimes some things do come last minute, happen unexpectedly, and it's just being aware that the possibility is there and to just be prepared that if you do need to get in contact with someone, that you know where to go, who to contact, and just how to manage it from there. And I do feel that you will be able to handle things a lot easier and more calmly so that you don't feel greater frustration at the end. Number one, communication. So communication could definitely come in different forms like text messages, emails, phone calls, obviously direct communication. Um, this could actually bring about where it could create disagreements and arguments. You definitely want to just make sure that if, for instance, I've seen it many times, especially during a Mercury retrograde, that text messages or emails are sent out, the other person takes it the wrong way, or the way they read it and interpret it is not obviously the way that the other person was trying to explain, and it gets taken in a whole different way, goes off in a whole different direction. And this creates disagreements, arguments, just because it was misrepresented in the wrong way. So, yes, this could create miscommunication. Best way to handle it and manage it is correct it and as quickly as possible. But get on the phone, have direct communication, face-to-face communication to say, that's not what I was trying to explain. This is my way of trying to correct what I was trying to say in the first place. Pretty much get straight to the point so that it helps everyone to correct a problem, because during the Mercury retrograde, I have seen many times breakups occur over what someone assumed someone was trying to tell them, and it was not explained in the proper way. And this is a great time to correct the issue, or just get straight to the point and say, is this what you meant? To get to the point, correct the issue, and that's definitely going to help in avoiding any bigger problems or bigger issues in the future.